Before franchising, I worked as a retail HR and store manager for Tesco's, and full-time would look like a 60-hour week with potentially a long commute, lots of different locations, moving around, traveling. Really enjoyable job, but poor work-life balance. I'd also had 2 children at this point, so going back full-time with childcare costs and options was proving challenging. So I decided to take the plunge and purchase a Stagecoach, which was completely outside of my comfort zone because I'm not a performer and I don't come from a performing background. I come from a business and retail background. And then in 2021, I opened my Stagecoach franchise. Work-life balance is a huge, probably the biggest benefit to being a franchisee, because I can choose my hours, I can choose what I do, I can go to the gym this morning, I can sit out in my garden and work, I can put a wash on, I can put the washing out, I can go to sports day last week, I can be at pick up and drop off every day for my children. I have complete autonomy over my diary, and I can work when I want to work. You get as much into franchising as you put into it equally. So if I decided to work 5 hours one week, then I wouldn't have grown my schools and my franchise to the size that it is now. I do work a lot of hours, but I work them when it suits me. So I work them around my commitments during the day and my children, and then I'll work again in the evening if I need to. You don't need to be a performer. You don't need to be able to teach singing, dance or drama. You need to be able to run the business, recruit people that can do those jobs, and be great at people skills, marketing, management, admin, motivation. Like, it's just, there's so many more transferable skills that a lot of people probably have in the businesses or the jobs that they're doing that actually are really good for franchising. I kind of stumbled along franchising by accident. I wasn't looking into franchising, but a friend of mine had done it for a long time, and then after watching how she works with her Stagecoach franchise and then being introduced to other franchisees, I realised that it was something that I could do, and that it was within my gift, and I had enough transferable skills to apply, and so I did it. It takes time. It's not going to be an overnight business in a box, for most, I would imagine. I think my understanding is most franchises, you start with nothing and build it up unless you're buying a pre-existing franchise. So when someone said to me, you need to have 3 to 5 years to make this work and invest in it and not depend on it, I think that's quite realistic. Resilience, because it will be hard to start with and it won't always happen as quickly as you'd like it to happen. And when I started, I thought, wow, there's thousands and thousands of children that live in this area that I've now bought a Stagecoach in. How can I not find 100 children? It's really tough. And actually there's a lot of competition out there for children's activities. Children are spoilt nowadays with all the options they have, which is lovely, but actually it is really tough. So you have to have the resilience to have someone start for 2 weeks and then leave again, and just keep going and going and going, because that investment will serve you right in the end. Self-motivation, because you go from working either in a team or for somebody who you see on a daily basis to potentially working on your own from home majority of the time. And I think if you aren't somebody who can self-motivate and crack on, then you're not going to get anywhere. My self-motivation says, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to drive my business forward and grow my business. And I don't need somebody over my shoulder telling me what I need to do. I know what I need to do. And if I don't know, I'll find out myself. So I suppose initiative, determination and organisation.